음. Good evening! Oh, sorry, I forgot I had one of those. Right, let's make a start. That clock's slightly slow, I notice. Nice to see you here. I can just about see you. I've got something like conjunctivitis. So if I appear to be screaming, crying, or any other interesting activities, I think that's why. And if I look at a B flat and think it looks like a splodge of several notes, that's probably why as well. But let's have a little warm up before we get cracking on some Vaughan Williams. Okay, just a very bit of a limber up, a good stretch. And punch the ceiling 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And lower your arms, keep your tummies tucked in, and just loosen shoulders and knees and jaws and things. Just ease out any tension you can feel. Next. And C major, please, Robin. Humming this. Sopranos and tenors are now going to start on the 3rd. Together, and. Good, upper tone. And. Upper tone. Okay, back to C, and now sliding up and down octaves. Ooh, go. And now you on a 3rd, and you on the C still. 1, 2. This is sopranos and tenors. Here are the notes you should sing. So just the sopranos and tenors from there, but sliding, which of course poor old Robin can't do on the piano. Ready, and. Together, and. Semitone. Standing. Can you grab mystical songs? I'm going to just plunge in the middle for a moment, just part of warming up. Now, have we all got this copy with the piano part in it? Great. So it's page 13. Which is what you have to sing in number 2, I Got Me Flowers. And eventually this will be, well, we'll do it in a sec, on a sort of neutral, not closed lips, but not very far open. But we're going to do it on nu first. Robin will gently accompany us. Just nu all the way through. So here's whatever it is, E major. Nu on every single note. 1, 2. Still no. Let's go to na, actually. Okay, that's it. So, yeah, fine. I'm just going to do it again. You'll notice there's a small amount of divisi at the top of page 14. So sopranos, altos, and basses. Happily, tenors you don't need to divide just yet. And then the last two bars plus one note are in unison. Let's do it now with this sound, this neutral So here's E major. So we're just singing. And then when we get to the text, we'll have the text at the end, at the very end. Okay? 1, 2. Good. All right. Have a seat. Thank you. We'll carry on, just warming up. When we perform this, this will be sung seated. You'll be sitting down anywhere here, but sit with, intent and nice space and support for the breathing apparatus and so on. We're in E major again, actually, and this is on an R, not too bright. Okay, so here's the bar before you sing, and I'd like, but actually for the moment, can you put a N on every single note? Okay, na, na, because I want us to feel the rhythms, which are slightly elusive. Okay, so here's the bar before you sing. There we go, well done. Not often you see 4 Ps, pianissimo, in music. Interestingly, Bristol Choral Society are doing the Verdi Requiem at the moment, which also has 4 Ps, as well as 4 Fs. But in Verdi, you always get the feeling that the 4 Ps are meant to be an enormous din going on about 1,000 miles away. Whereas in Vaughan Williams, there's nothing, of course, enormous din about this, is there? It's the most restful, meditative, soulful music. Peaceful, blissful. Okay, we'll just do that now. We'll go to an R without the N at the beginning. So back to the top of 19. This is a plain song that you're singing here. A sacred banquet in which Christ is received, or whatever that is, in Latin. And yes, and it's the sort of end of this poem, which we'll look at in a minute, where the idea of the banquet is the sort of abiding metaphor. So here we go, bar before you sing, R, as smooth as you possibly can, but still rhythmical. Right, come on, let's do it again. Straight in, and. That's it. A little error from one or two voices there. It's very tempting to go, and one or two of you did. But actually the last note of the top line is tied to itself. Second line, so just the A is held. It doesn't go on to a B. Do that last phrase again. 2, 3. That's it. And of course, Vaughan Williams's intent is to, in imitating plain song, there's no feeling of pulse, there's no feeling of bar lines in what you're singing. Doesn't mean it shouldn't be rhythmical, but its rhythm is not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a different kind of rhythm. Okay. Now that, I think that's, for me, that's the sort of emotional heart of this work. These 5 mystical songs. It's the third of the movements. Mainly it's a baritone solo, Love Bade Me Welcome. If you've got this score, it's excellent, because you can see the poems neatly laid out right at the beginning. We've just done, by way of warm-up, the 2 movements where you have less to sing, or in fact in the 4th movement you have nothing to sing. That's just a solo for the baritone. But you have quite a lot to sing in numbers 1 and 5, which we'll come to in a mo. And you can see the poems laid out there opposite page 3, which I suppose means it's page 2. Written by George Herbert, who was one of the so-called metaphysical poets. And interestingly, I discovered when he was at university in Cambridge, he was very good at music as well, so excellent. And he's written poets which Vaughan Williams has found a good way to set. He was a Welsh poet, he was an Anglican priest, and so on, he didn't live very long actually, he only was 40 when he died, at the beginning of the 17th century. Vaughan Williams set this text. It was first performed in Worcester in the Festival, and he conducted it himself. And although I suppose he was agnostic really, Vaughan Williams, but he was brought up in very much steeped in the Anglican religious traditions. You probably know his father was a vicar, not very far from here, down Anthony. And he was always, throughout his life, he was sensitive to religious meaning and expression. You probably also know that he was related to Josiah Wedgwood, do you call it porcelain, china or pottery? I never know. The one who made stuff anyway. Pottery, thank you. And also Charles Darwin. He's got quite an interesting family tree, which I managed to print out. Charles Darwin's on it and Josiah Wedgwood's on it. I'm not sure how much impact that had on Vaughan Williams himself. I think they were quite distantly related. Now, number 1, right at the beginning, which we're going to have a look at now. Easter, the soloist. So let's just have a go. Words and all, we're just kind of getting our bearings this week, aren't we, on this and the other Britain piece. So, we'll have a go. Ra sopranos, you're in first there, and then the others following. Just do your first phrase again. Rise, heart, thy Lord is risen. Try and notice, even at this stage, as many details as you can. Rise, heart. Okay, so heart is the loudest note in that phrase. 1, 2. Rise, heart, that's it. And then we come in straight away, forte, at the bottom of page 4, sopranos, and good. Who takes thee by the hand, and that thou likewise with him mayst rise. That, as his death calcined thee to dust, it's a good verb, isn't it? His life may make thee gold. There's sort of allusions to alchemy, I think, there as well. You know, the transformation of materials. And much more just. So when you, with the resurrection, you become immortal, but you also become righteous. And you respond to this with the opening words again. So here is, now, tenors, here's top of page 6, your F sharp. F sharp, top of page 6. Rise, heart. Okay, and then everyone coming in after that. Top of page 6, it should be the same, is it the same page numbers? Yeah, you better get this, because I'm not going to be thinking about the chorus chord. Also, it's much more fun if you can see the accompaniment. Much more fun. Sorry, you're absolutely right, Mike. I apologise. We could put it up a semitone, but you might not like that. Thank you for nudging me there. Right, here's an F anyway. And 1. 1. That's it, and there's some extreme dynamics there. We're up to fortissimo, but then we're back to piano. And all these words like rise, when they're on long notes, they're diphthongs, of course. You've got to stay on the first vowel sound. So, rise, heart. Okay, there shouldn't be no hint of the second half of the diphthong. You basically sing ra for most of that note. Okay, and those of you who know it, tenors, the soloist feeds you a bit of a dummy at the beginning of page 6, because he sings on just this note, and you come in on this note. So don't take your cue from the soloist, go one better than the soloist. Okay, but we'll come to that in due course. So let's just do that again, that little bit. Here we are, tenors, and 1. Okay, and then it's the soloist. It's a slightly weird layout, actually, if you haven't done this before. The soloist has some extra notes in case the chorus doesn't turn up. But I think I would count myself pretty unlucky if absolutely none of you turn up on May the 11th. So you just carry on singing your normal 4 staves. Then he has quite a long section on his own. You can have a look at the poetry if you don't know it. And on page 9 you're singing consort both heart and lute. Okay, so we're in A flat major, here it is. 1 and 2. That's it, off on the half beat there. Lute. Okay, just exactly on the half beat there. One more time. 1 and 2. That's it. And altos, you emerge at the end of that phrase. Let's just, basses, listen to your tune there at the end of page 9. Let's have, and sopranos, listen to yours, please. And 1. That's it. And then altos and tenors together. Consort, 1 and 2. Tenors, consort, both hearts. So you stay on the B flat there. Everybody. That's it. Good, good. And twist a song, pleasant and long. Or, since all music is but 3 parts vied and multiplied, oh, let thy blessed spirit bear a part with his sweet art. And this is your most sustained passage of the movement. Very soft, accompanying the soloist. So here is your chord at the top of page 11. Robin will double. That's it. Now, I will be giving you a breath after the word part. So you can have a quaver rest there. But actually, the first bit's meant to sound like there isn't any breath at all. And so you've got to find a way of bodging it so that when you go from the end of the top line to the beginning of the second line, the tone is sustained there. It might be soft, but we've got to hear what's, Okay, so the one place that people mustn't breathe is at the end of the top line or the beginning of the second line. Okay, even if you need to snatch one somewhere else. Because it's lovely to have that continuity. Let's just try that again. Okay, sweet art. You sounded American there, sweetheart. Okay, so that's number 1. Now, the most satisfying sing, as those of you who know this will know, is the 5th movement, and it's also the hardest in terms of just, note bashing and the velocity of it. I mean, the other movements, particularly the first movement, they have plenty of challenges to produce beautiful singing. But there's the most meat in the 5th movement, which is often done as an anthem on its own. In fact, when I was a choir boy, we used to sing this. Very exciting it was too. Now, let all the world in every corner sing, or every corner. He makes a little feature of that middle syllable there. Every corner sing, my God and King. Who's sung this before? Quite a lot of you. Who hasn't sung it before? A good few. All right. Robin, how do you feel about the introduction? Yeah, he says. We won't go absolute match speed yet, though. 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you. Well done. Now, and you will notice that as you get towards the end, there are some places where the speed changes. Highlight for yourself, top of page 30, the end of the top line there, where it says poco più tranquillo, a little more peaceful, but that'll be just slightly slower, just a little broader. And the end of the page will just hold up, but then into back to normal speed at the beginning of 31. And then at letter K, bottom of 31, where it says poco animato, that will probably move on a bit. And then over the page at 32, at the end of the top line, we'll just ease back into this largamente, which will be slower. Then we're back to speed again, tempo alla prima. Then at the bottom of 33, where it says poco più lento, that will be a little bit slower. And slowing up towards the end of the page, really. And then back to speed on page 34. So there are those little moments, but nothing to worry about unduly at the moment. Now, just going to try a few more little bits. I'm trying to find an eraser in here. Rub out some things I don't care for. Right, can we hear, please, the sopranos and tenors at the end of the top line of 25? Now, this definitely is an F sharp. I'm pretty sure it is, Mike. This definitely is an F sharp. This definitely is an F sharp, isn't it? Good, what a relief. And here it is, 2. Now you see, you've got to be ready for that. Okay, it's over a page turn, so it's not another F sharp. In fact, it's very interesting, some of you have picked up the pentatonic feeling of that melody, and there wouldn't be a G in it, but Vaughan Williams is changing the harmony at that point. Praise may thither fly. So that G is actually quite a telling note there. Can you sing his praise may thither fly? And 1, 2. So it's a new thing there. That G needs to be really nice and high. Now the sopranos, altos and basses. And can you look out for the note on the word his, please? So the earth, and 1, 2. That's it, that's it. There's a B flat on the word his, not an A flat. Okay. Now, can you look at page 29? One of the problems with this kind of music, there seems to be a thing with Vaughan Williams, is where to put the final consonants, because he often has these little tied quavers and things. And people have different solutions to this, and I will obviously tell you what my solutions are when we are marking it up, but I can tell you at the end of 59 that we're just going to sing exactly as it's printed. Shout! So the T comes halfway through the second beat. The church with psalms must shout. Okay, just speak it for me, sopranos and altos. And 1, 2. The church with psalms must shout. Ooh, that was good. Did you hear that all together? Wondrous. No door can keep them out. Now sing it. And then altos. Actually, just listen to your line, could you, altos? That's G sharp, wasn't it? Here we go then. And 1, 2. My advice would be to memorize the church with psalms must shout. Then you can be over the page ready to sing, no dogs must shout, once with your copies and once without. Okay, so once with, and 1, 2. Okay, now don't look at your copies. And 1, 2. All right, good. Now turn over the page, sing what you've just sung, and then carry on with No Door Can Keep Them Out. And 1, 2. Great. Yeah, so I think that's probably quite a good idea there. Let's give the basses something to do. This is the top of 31, just basses. And where you start is normal speed, and then it's going to be faster on the bottom line. Ready, basses? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. That's it, well done, well done. Let's add the tenors on top of that. So tenors, you'll be singing, let all the world, let, okay. And then says, when you get to world, the tempo is suddenly quicker. But we'll have basses starting us off on the top line, and then tenors coming in. 1, 2, 3. Let all the world yeah, okay, come on, I'm going quicker. Second bar, bottom line, almost nobody was with me. Basses, 1, same place, 1, 2, 3. That's it, well done. Let's add the altos and sopranos coming in as well. For altos, you have 2 bars at the old speed. Sopranos, you come in immediately at a quicker speed. So basses, 1, 2, 3. It because you just have to remember that you sing King for 3 bars and then you stop. Okay, so you don't really need to turn the page. It's 3 bars of King, and then we can leave our organist, who I do know. We can leave him to get on with it. Very good. So that is a little initial for some of you, or reminder for others, of the 5 musical songs. Hope you enjoy it. And we're going to now go to the other piece that we haven't yet covered in our first 2 weeks of singing through, which is the Britain Rejoice in the Lamb. And we'll do a bit before the break, a bit after the break, see how we get on. I know we did this some years ago, I can't quite remember when. Who's sung this before? Some of you. So who hasn't? A majority haven't. Well, I really like it. I hope you will too. It's one of the things that I think Britain is one of the best composers that I know of for being able to find excellent texts to to set. He just has this knack of turning up amazing texts, or interesting or quirky or eccentric or beautiful in some ways or others. And if you think of the War Requiem, he had those war poems by Wilfred Owen mixed in with the Latin Mass, for example. And he wrote songs and many other things. And he's found an extraordinary text here, which is, if you can see, it's printed out. We've probably all got the same B&H copy, haven't we? With the text printed out at the beginning, yes? And it says from Jubilate Anno by Christopher Smart, which means rejoice in the Lamb. But it's ended in some ways. He gets into a sort of rhythmical, what do I say? He gets into a rhythm and he can't stop. So you notice the first one. There's all these lines. A heap of the poem goes along like that. For this, for that, and that's what you have for most of the rest of the time. And then there's this lovely setting of a Hallelujah text, which happens twice, in the middle and at the end. And Christopher Smart, who was alive in the 18th century, he did spend some time in a mental hospital and also in debtor's prison, unfortunately. But it's all a bit uncertain why he was in any of these places. I think he didn't get on very well with his father-in-law, I'm told, who was I think he was Justice of the Peace, or he had some sort of legal clout. And some people think it was mainly because they didn't get on, that his father-in-law, when he went slightly off the rails, this father-in-law called John, in fact he was a stepfather-in-law, it was his wife's stepfather called John Newbery, kind of saw to it that Christopher Smart was locked up. And he wrote this poem when he was in the mental hospital. People aren't quite sure, but probably sometime around 7. It's in some ways incomprehensible. I mean, those of you who know it and have sung it already. I don't claim to know why he's writing the things he's writing. There's a great tumult of biblical imagery, religious imagery, sort of like ideas just trying to get out, and he doesn't even try sometimes to restrain them. He just allows them out in a great exaltation. And the point of the poem, which is clear from these texts, from most of the poem anyway, is that creation is praising God constantly, worshipping God, praising God by being itself. So whether it's a cat, a mouse, some flowers, musical instruments, everything it praises God by being itself. And this is what Christopher Smart seemed to want to get across. God's made a cat like a cat. So how does a cat praise God? By being a cat and doing all the catty things that cats do, and so on. And I find it most touching. But some of it is just unstoppably exalting. There's one exception to this, which if you look on the second page of the text, so opposite your first page of music, and we'll come to it, is this chorus, for I am under the same mental hospital, being alone, feeling got at and persecuted. He remembers that Christ also was persecuted and was called mad. And he looks forward to being delivered by Christ. So he has sort of faith in Christ even in the middle of that horrible situation. I don't suppose mental hospitals in the 18th century were particularly nice places to be. I mean, they're not now, I'm sure, but probably even less so then. And this musical setting was commissioned, you can see at the top of your thing, the Reverend Walter Hussey and the choir of St Matthew's Church, Northampton, 1943. And Walter Hussey, you might know, went on to become Dean of Chichester and commissioned the Chichester Psalms from Bernstein. And he commissioned lots of things, not just music, but sculptures and he commissioned one, I think it was an altar hanging by, what's the Coventry Cathedral bloke's name? Sutherland's, that's it, Graham Sutherland. He, for example, and some sculptures and things. So he was a patron of the arts, and we've got him to thank immediately for this piece existing. So let's have a sing, find out how it feels, and hopefully enjoy ourselves. Right. Rejoice in God, O ye tongues. Here we go. Hold it till I bring you off. Bass is off, tenors off, altos off, sopranos off. Okay, that's it. Very good. Just let's just get a bit of a handle on that. Some of the rhythms need thought. Look at going from page 1 to page 2. These triplets. Nations and languages and every creature in which is the breath of life. Okay, just speak that, could you? So nations and land. Go. Nations and languages and every creature. 2 and 3. That's pretty good. Okay, we're not doing markings today, but we're not going to breathe after languages. Okay, nations and languages and every creature. That's going to be one breath. Let's put that onto a middle C. Nations. 1. Getting louder. That's it. So life is the climax there. Now, top line of 3, this is a common banana skin. The D flat and the E flat don't come on a beat, they come in between the beats. So you've got to be aware of that, where the beats are. Magnify his name. Okay? So basses sing down an octave for now. Magnify his name. Ready, 3, 4. Again, just the first 2 notes. 3, 4. That D flat, I have to tell you that Bristol Choral Society have performed this last March. We went on tour with it to Spain over Easter. A recording of it in October, and people were still getting that rhythm wrong, right up to the last moments in each case. So don't worry, you're in good company, noble company, and so on, and they're in noble company as well. But you've got to be careful there, because that phrase can sound like nothing, and it just sounds like a sort of mush, unless it's really rhythmical. So Britain doesn't want accents there, but he wants precision. But we're going to do it with accents for now. Okay, so we're going to sing Ma magnify his name. Okay, really accent each note. Here's the C. 3, 4. Good. Now take the accents out, but still feel the placement very exactly. 3, 4. Good, good, good. So that's a little thing that, one has to think about. However, that's the easiest bit. So over the page, this is great fun now. All these wonderful images and things. Let's Nimrod the mighty hunter bind a leopard to the altar and consecrate his spear to the Lord, etc. And almost all the bars are what you might call irregular in time signature. In other words, they have beats which are of different lengths. So when you have a 7/8 bar, the beats are almost always 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. A bit like Chichester Psalms, actually, those of you who know that. Except where Bernstein keeps it the same all the way through, Britten's always changing. So sometimes 6/8. Bind a leopard to the altar and consecrate his spear to the Lord. 2, 3. Okay, and then sometimes there's bars of 9. If you look at the top beat in this piece, is 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So it's 3 equal beats and then a longer beat. 5/8, you see on the word ass, Balaam's ass. 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Okay, so a short beat and a longer beat. Then we have some more 6/8, some more 9/8, some more 5/8, and then if you turn over again onto page 8, we've got 11/8. Now 11/8 is 5 beats, of which the first 4 are the same, and the last one is a bit longer. So it's, and bless the name of him that clotheth the naked. Okay, so clotheth the naked gives you that longer beat. And then we go back to 7 again. It's like that all the way through. The only place where there's anything normal, as it were, is the last bar of page 9, which is beat in 2. There, the beginning, okay, that's 2. Over the page, 8/8, this is 3 beats. It's giving of victory to the Lord, okay? Now Britten has indicated what he wants with the beating in terms of the length of each beat. The only place I differ from what he's indicated, I think this is a misprint, is the top of page 7. You see, when you sing the word lion, in that bar, there's a suggestion that there are going to be 3 crotchet beats in that bar, but that makes no sense to me at all. So I'm going to do that like a proper 6/8. So that'll be lion and praise. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and praise. But you don't worry about it. Now, I think it might be helpful through this as best I can, and Robin will play along, just so you can hear how it works. Now go quite steady. Okay? From page 4. If you want to join in, but I'll just sort of try and demonstrate, because it's a bit of a handful if you're not used to it. So, bind a leopard to the altar and consecrate his spear to the Lord. Let Ishmael dedicate the tiger and give praise for the liberty in which the Lord has let him have blood. Let Balaam appear with an ass and bless the Lord his people and his creatures for a reward eternal. Let Daniel come forth with a lamb and praise God with all his might through faith in Christ Jesus. Let Ithamar minister with a shamrock and bless the name of him that clotheth the naked. Let Jehu with a sackbut bless God in the dance, 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 dance. Thus let David bless with a prayer, the beginning of victory to the Lord, the perfection of excellence. Okay, so it gives you a sort of rough idea. There's just little pronunciation things. Mostly it's pretty obvious, really, what you have to do. What we have. Balaam, I think we say. Balaam. And then Ithamar. I don't know who it is. Shamwa. Let's Jacob with the satyr. So we'll pronounce that satyr as in Saturday. Satyr. Okay, so why don't you have a go? Let's just try, should we just get rid of the words for a minute? And, I mean, sing the words if you want, but I think if we can go bar on every note. Ba, 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 ba. And just then you can concentrate on the rhythms and not have to worry about the text. Okay, so here is page 4. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba 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 Okay, on we go. Hallelujah. 3 in a bar. 2 and 3. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And from the Good. And that is repeated at the end of the whole piece. I think we should have a little break, and then we'll press on. There's some solo passages, which you will get to listen to. So we'll take a quick break now and resume on page 21. Well, I can forget about it when I do this. Yeah? Oh. Right. Good stuff. Corroboration. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's probably, isn't there some mathematical thing whereby you can reduce everything to 2 and 3 and remember that? Right. That was quite fun. Yeah, thanks very much. Good. Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Sorry. No, we're not doing 6. Yeah. But it's not what I unfortunately can't. Over the morning, so by the factors will be 2 other over so they have a lot to do. Similarly with the ball game playing half 4, but they're playing every minute half 4. So my suggestion is 4 and 6, because 1 and 6 are very similar. There's lots of teammates with lots of countries. And 2 and 4 is very no, it's 4 on. Yeah. Right, announcement from Angela. Thanks, Angela. Right, page 21. Here are your notes. Right, stop. That's a bar of 5. He is besides himself. Okay. For they said, and what? Very long, this chord. Breathe and come back to it if you need to. The organist does whatever he wants. There, okay? You might want to take a long time over that. Okay, well done. In this, rather unhelpfully, there are brackets over groups of 3 notes, which are, they're triplets, but they haven't put the little triplet sign. The little 3. Okay, so it's not very helpful, that. So, for example, I think you sort of did it mostly. Page 22, for the officers of the peace are at variance with me. Okay, speak that, 2, 3.
For the officers of the peace are at variance.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got this funny silly fellow rhythm. For silly fellow is against me. Everything keeps coming in the wrong part of the beat, you know. It's very sort of unsettling. Speak it, go. For silly fellow is against me. That's it. Sing it. With Robin, can you double them in lots of octaves? 2. And 1. And belongeth neither to me nor and 1. For hail, for K is King, and therefore he is God. For L is love, and therefore he is God. For M is music, and therefore he is God. Right, okay, so if you don't know that, it's kind of, what's going on? So, first of all, the word God at the top of page 27, that's the shortest note you will ever sing. Okay? And therefore he is God. Right? Really, really short. The music continues 1 beat per bar, which Robin was very expertly following. Okay, having had no warning of what sort of speed I was going to go. But it's going to be for the instruments are by their rhymes. That's how it's going to go. Okay, very fast, very exciting. We'll do it more slowly in a second. But yes, just do your little fanfare, could you? And therefore he is God. And really, really short on the last note. Ready? And 1. Yeah, don't rush. He is, that mustn't be rushed. Therefore he is God. Okay? And can you sing? He is God. He is God. That's it, that's it. Don't rush through the he is. Great. Good. Now then, what's this all about? I don't know. Do you know, Robin, what this next bit's about? The instruments are by their rhymes. The shawm, lawn, thorn, and the like, apparently. Oh, but then, sopranos and altos, the shawm rhymes are moon, boon, and the like. I just imagine him just being overcome by a sort of ecstasy of wanting to make words, you know, and it didn't really matter what they mean. But they're brilliant to set to music. The harp rhymes are sing, ring, and the like, and then sopranos and altos ring, string, and the like. Cymbal rhymes are bell, well, and sopranos, the cymbal rhymes are toll, soul, and the like. Flute rhymes are tooth, youth. I think we'll say tooth, not tooth, because it needs to rhyme with youth. Tooth, youth, and the like. And then sopranos, this is very odd. Britain's actually indicated here. He wants suit, moot. Okay? So not suit and not mute. Suit, moot, like a double O, and the like. The bassoon rhymes are pass, class, and the like. The dulcimer rhymes are place, beat, heat, etc. Clarinet rhymes are clean, scene, etc. And then the trumpet rhymes are sound, bound, saw, more, and the like. For the trumpet of God is a blessed intelligence, and so are all the instruments in heaven. For God, the Father Almighty, plays upon the harp of stupendous magnitude and melody, etc. And that you'll notice sopranos, when you're singing on page 34, the music very gradually begins to slow down. It's getting slower and slower over the next couple of pages. Let's give it a go. I'll count in 1, I'll beat in 1 in a bar, but rather slower. Okay, so we can at least go. Okay, so, 1. And go. For the instruments are now hang on, wait a minute. I don't want to get that wrong in the concert, so I think I might have miscounted. But somebody did anyway. So just in case it was me, I'll do it again. For the instruments, okay, straight in. And 1. for the instruments are by the ground, for the short rhymes are long for and for the bassoon rhymes are first class and the like. For the clarinet rhymes are pleasing and the like. And for the trumpets of God is the blessed intelligence, and so and for God the Father Almighty praise upon the of stupendous magnitude and melody. Good. Well done, everyone. We'll just do it again. Just acclimatization here. I love the way it gets to that B flat major harmony over the F after going through all the other keys. Wonderful. Okay, just do it again. For the instruments, and go. For the short rhymes are long for One, two, three. For at that time malignity sin. Okay, so this is it's still in a longer beat. A dotted minim is a beat. For at that time malignity ceases. So don't get stodgy. Try that again. Figure 30. 1, 2, 3. For at that time malignity and the devils themselves are at peace. For this time is perceptible to man by a remarkable stillness and serenity Okay, so I will actually beat those. So by a remarkable, please, tenors and basses. So it's 1 and 2 and by a remarkable stillness and serenity. You'll have to watch if you want to get that right. This is very long. Just sing Renity of Soul, could you please? Okay? Renity. Now hold while the organ faffs around. Over the page. There we go, and that's the end. Well, I hope you like it half as much as I do, and then you will have a nice time. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to finish there. Thank you, Robin, very much. See you next week.